Today we'll be talking about Castform, the lightest Pokemon in Gen 3. Normal form Castform is also the lightest normal type Pokemon. Sunny form Castform is also tied for the shortest fire type Pokemon with Heat Rotom, Litwick, and Scorbunny. Snowy form Castform is also tied for the shortest ice type Pokemon with Frost Rotom and Snom. Its previous PYC dates are February 11th, 1997. Hey, that's my birthday, I guess. I mean, I wasn't born yet, so I don't know if I should count that one. December 3rd, 1999. September 23rd, 2002. July 14th, 2005. May 4th, 2008. February 23rd, 2011. December 14th, 2013. October 4th, 2016. July 26th, 2019. And May 16th, 2022. I like Castform's unique ability to transform into different forms depending on the weather. I think that's clever. Regarding its design, I like all the designs. They're very cute, and the sunny and rainy forms clearly display what type it is. As for snowy form, I feel like that's a little unclear. Before doing this project, I thought it was a flying type and was based on a tornado or hurricane. Nothing really indicates that it's an ice type. As for its normal form, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the obvious. The front of its body looks like a pair of breasts. I don't know why Game Freak thought this was a good idea, but they did. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we talk about Castform, the weather Pokemon, whose number is 0351. This is normal Castform. This is what it looks like. This is the sunny form Castform. This is what it looks like. This is the rainy form Castform. This is what it looks like. And this is the snowy form Castform. This is what it looks like. Types as normal Castform is normal. Fire as sunny form Castform. Water as rainy form Castform. And ice as snowy form Castform. Ability, forecast. Gender ratio, 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg groups fairy and amorphous. Hatch time 25 cycles. Height is 1 foot or 0.3 meters. Weight is 1.8 pounds or 0.8 kilograms. Base experience yields 145 in Gen 3 through 4 and 147 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 1 and HP. Shape is that. It has no feet, so it has no footprint. Pokédex color is gray. Other forms may have other colors. Base friendship is 70. Castform is a normal type Pokemon introduced in Gen 3. While it is not known to evolve into or from any other Pokemon, Castform changes forms depending on the current weather. During any weather not listed below or outside of battle, it will be in its normal form and will be normal type. During harsh sunlight, it will be in its sunny form and will be fire type. During rain, it will be in its rainy form and will be water type. During hail, it will be in its snowy form and will be ice type. Biology, Castform is an artificial Pokemon that changes appearance and attitude based on the weather. Its body is made of cells exactly like those of water molecules, causing its cellular structure to be chemically altered by temperature and humidity. Though not of its free will, Castform uses this ability to protect its tiny body. In its normal form, it resembles a plain gray cloud with a single wisp extending from the top of its head. Regardless of the form it takes, it will always have a large spherical head and a lighter colored mask-like marking over its eyes. Various experiments were conducted to change its form in artificial conditions, but all have failed. In Gen 3, Weather Ball was its signature move. Despite its man-made origins, it can be found in grassland areas. Castform is the only known Pokemon that can have Forecast as an ability. Forms, Castform has 3 alternate forms: sunny form, rainy form, and snowy form. Under harsh sunlight, it takes on its sunny form. Its lower half becomes pure white, while the head turns orange and has developed small orange spheres around it. This gives it the overall appearance of the sun above a small cloud. Its skin glows and dries and becomes hot to the touch. When it is soaked in rain, it takes on its rainy form. It has a dark gray lower half resembling a storm cloud. The head turns blue and resembles a raindrop. Its body is soft and slippery and seeps with water when compressed. When it is hit by hail, it takes on snowy form. Its head turns purplish blue, and the rest of the body changes into the shape of a mint green cumulus cloud. Its body becomes a smooth ice-like material, partially frozen, measuring temperatures near 23 degrees Fahrenheit, or -5 degrees Celsius. So you got normal form, sunny form, rainy form, and snowy form. Game data, Pokédex entries in Gen 3 and Ruby. Castform's appearance changes with the weather. This Pokemon gained the ability to use the vast power of nature to protect its tiny body. Sapphire, Castform borrows the power of nature to transform itself into the guises of the sun, rain clouds, and snow clouds. This Pokemon's feelings change with the weather. Emerald, it alters its form depending on the weather. Changes in climate such as the temperature and humidity appear to affect its cellular structure. Fire Red and Leaf Green, it has the ability to change its form into the sun, the rain, or a snow cloud, depending on the weather. In Gen 4, Diamond Platinum, its appearance changes with the weather. Recently, its molecules were found to be just like water. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, This Pokemon can change its cells, taking different forms based on the temperature and humidity. In Gen 5, Black and White is Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum Century. Black 2 and White 2. Temperature and weather affect its cellular structure, so this Pokemon changes form according to the weather. In Gen 6, X is Heart Gold and Soul Silver Century. Y is Fire Red and Leaf Green Century. Omega Ruby is basically rubies, but cast form, and Pokemon are now the correct casing. Alpha Sapphire is basically sapphires, but cast form and Pokemon are now the correct casing. And Snow Clouds is one word with a hyphen. In Gen 7, for normal form, Sun. It changes its form depending on the weather. Changes in the temperature or humidity appear to affect its cellular structure. Moon. Its form changes on its own due to its cells' sensitive reactions to temperature and humidity. Ultra Sun. Although its form changes with the weather, that is apparently the result of a chemical reaction and not the result of its own free will. Ultra Moon. Its form changes depending on the weather. The rougher conditions get the rougher cast form's disposition. For the sunny form, Sun. This is the form Castform takes on the brightest of days. Its skin is unexpectedly hot to the touch, so approach with care. Moon. This is Castform's form when basking in fair weather. Its body is warm and toasty. Ultra Sun. This is the form Castform takes on bright days. In an experiment where Castform was placed in front of a heater, it didn't change to this form. Ultra Moon. Castform changes to this form when it basks in bright sunlight. When you touch its glowing skin, it feels all dried out. Rainy form, Sun. This is the form Castform takes when soaked with rain. When its body is compressed, water will seep out as if from a sponge. Moon. This is Castform's form during a downpour of rain. Its body retains moisture and gets slippery. Ultra Sun. Castform changes this form when rain hits it. Its body is soft and slightly swollen with water. Ultra Moon. This is Castform's form when pelted by rain. In an experiment where it was placed in a shower, this Pokemon didn't change to this form. Snowy form, Sun. This is the form Castform takes when covered in snow. Its body becomes an ice-like material with a temperature near 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Moon. This is Castform's form when caught in a hailstorm. Its cold skin is as smooth as ice. Ultra Sun. This is the form Castform takes when hit by hail. In an experiment where it was placed in a freezer, it didn't change to this form. Ultra Moon. This is Castform's form when caught in a hailstorm. Its whole body is chilled, and its skin is partially frozen. The Gen 8 Pokedex entry is its Diamond and Pearl counterpart. Castform in the Alola Pokedex. Sunny Castform in the Alola Pokedex. Rainy Castform in the Alola Pokedex. And Snowy Castform in the Alola Pokedex. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items. In Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Black 2, White 2, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun, Boon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sword, Shield, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl. You get the Mystic Water 100% of the time. Stats, base stats, they're all 70 for a total of 420. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness will compare its normal form, sunny form, rainy form, and snowy form. So, normal form is damaged normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, dark, and fairy. Where sunny form is damaged normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ghost, electric, psychic, dragon, and dark. Rainy form is damaged normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, ghost, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. Snowy form is damaged normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, bug, ghost, water, grass, electric, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. Normal is weak to fighting for double. Sunny form is weak to ground, rock, and water for double. Rainy form is weak to grass and electric for double. Snowy form is weak to fighting, rock, steel, and fire for double. Normal is immune to ghost. Sunny, rainy, and snowy are immune to nothing. Normal is resistant to nothing. Sunny form is resistant to bug, steel, fire, grass, ice, and fairy, all for half. Rainy form is resistant to steel, fire, water, and ice, all for half. And snowy form is resistant to ice for half. In the normal box here, notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of Ghost-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. 1, Tackle. 10, Water Gun. Ember and Powder Snow. 15, Headbutt. 20, Rain Dance, Sunny Day, and Hail. 25, Weather Ball, 35, Hydro Pump, Fire Blast, and Blizzard, 45, Hurricane. By TM, TM03, Water Pulse, 7, Hail, 10, Work Up, 11, Sunny Day, 13, Ice Beam, 14, Blizzard, 17, Protect, 18, Rain Dance, 22, Solar Beam, 24, Thunderbolt, 25, Thunder, 30, Shadow Ball, 32, Double Team, 34, Shockwave, 35, Flame Thrower, 37, Sandstorm, 38, Fire Blast, 42, Facade, 44, Rest, 45, Attract, 46, Thief, 49, Scald, 53 Energy Ball, 58 Endure, 70 Flash, 72 Avalanche, 73 Thunder Wave, 77 Psych Up, 82 Sleep Talk, 87 Swagger, and 90 Substitute. By breeding, Amnesia from this group gives you Clear Smog, this group gives you Cosmic Power, this group gives you Disable, this group gives you Future Sight, Mawile gives you Guard Swamp from Chain Breeding, this group gives you Hex, and Gengar gives you Reflect type. By tutoring is nothing. Side game data for normal form, you got all this. Okay. For sunny form, you got all this. For rainy form, you got all this. For snowy form, you got all this. Form data. Castform has 4 interchangeable forms, which it switches between based on the weather in battles and contests, due to its ability forecast. Each of its forms has a different type to match the weather. Castform was the first Pokemon to have interchangeable forms. By default, Castform is in its normal form and is normal type. It is always in this form outside of battles and contests. It begins battles in this form and reverts to this form if withdrawn. It has this form in any weather that does not trigger another form, or if the weather has its effects negated by an active ability. In harsh sunlight, Forecast changes Castform into its sunny form, which is fire type. In rain, Forecast changes Castform into its rainy form, which is water type. In Hail, Forecast changes Castform into its snowy form, which is Ice type. In Gens 3 and 4, if Forecast is suppressed or replaced, Castform will remain its current form regardless of the weather. From Gen 5 onward, if Forecast is suppressed or replaced, Castform will revert to its normal form regardless of the weather. Castform's Weather Ball will usually receive Stab in any of its forms, except in a sandstorm under Shadow Sky, or if it loses Forecast. Castform's forms cannot be viewed in the Forms section of the Pokémon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum Pokédex, nor do they appear on the field in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. All of Castform's forms will appear in the Forms section of the Heart Gold and Soul Silver Pokédex upon obtaining one, even if it never transformed. Prior to Gen 8, unlike most Pokemon with form differences, Castform's alternate forms had no shiny variations of their own, so only the normal form of a shiny Castform would look different. Its shiny forms were first seen in Pokemon Home. They first became directly obtainable in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, though they were also released in Pokemon Go starting March 24th, 2021. Clear weather is normal Castform. Harsh sunlight is sunny form Castform. Rain is rainy form Castform. Hail is snowy form Castform. Evolution data, just Castform. Sprites here, so you've got all of the different weather forms. It's pretty cool. A lot less obvious with the bumps there. Still a little bit weird. Kind of cute. I mean, it's still kind of cute, but a little different. So shiny, ooh. So there's just a shiny normal, but yeah, I guess these guys didn't get shiny forms yet. Yes, that's interesting. It makes it yellow and kind of more purple. Then we got this. It makes them a lot bigger for some reason. With the bumps. Sure, weirdly also on its back sprite? Weird. Yeah, we got these, and I didn't really notice the other back sprites, so these are a little bit different. I don't know, maybe they're just more zoomed in, I guess. It's probably slightly different between the two, and then got that one, of course. There's like a little white slide. That's probably like maybe the lighting, supposed to be the lighting or something. Then Gen 7, you get the full back sprites. That's kind of fun. Yeah. Then Gen 6, you get the models here. Pretty good adaptations. Probably a bit easier to do. That's pretty cool. Oh, is it supposed to be encased in ice? I never got that. Is the snowy form supposed to be encased in the ice? It's not really obvious in the 2D sprites. It's a lot more obvious in... Oh, Gen 6. Oh, that makes sense. That makes way more sense, actually. This is all supposed to be an encasing rather than... I guess because these are also encasings, too, but I don't know. It's just not very clear when it's in the 2D. Well, that one is a little bit more clear, but before that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Now that I know what it's supposed to look like, it becomes more obvious. But yeah, so these don't really change that much. Homes, you got these, and then we finally get the shiny home. So okay, so we got sort of pink ball instead, and this is also pink like this one's is. That's fun. Green and green ball and a green eye things, and sort of a gray cloud. That's fun, or darker gray, I guess, or bluer gray. I don't know. And then You got sort of yellow and blue. That's interesting for this one. Okay. In animation, a normal cast form in Pokemon the series Sun and Moon. Got all these. Sunny form cast form, rainy form cast form, and snowy form cast form. Pokedex entries. I've already recorded this first one in the anime section, so we'll let Ash's Pokedex read it.
Castform, the weather Pokemon. Castform is able to transform its appearance depending on the weather. It uses the power of nature to transform in order to protect its small body.
In Sun and Moon, episode 35 in the Rotom Pokedex. Castform, the weather Pokemon, a normal type. Castform has learned to use the power of nature to protect its small body. Pokemon Generations, Castform in Pokemon Generations, in the manga. A normal Castform in Pokemon Adventures. A sunny form Castform in Pokemon Adventures. A rainy form Castform in Pokemon Adventures. A snowy form Castform in Pokemon Adventures. Pokedex entries in Pokemon Adventures, Chapter 189. This Pokemon changes its form according to the weather. It has learned to protect its small body using the powers of the nature. This is Chiang Yi's translation. Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, so a normal cast form in Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. Sunny form cast form in Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. Rainy form cast form in Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. A snowy form cast form in Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. In the TCG, other appearances, Castform was featured as one of the Pokemon released from a Pokeball in the demo of Super Smash Bros. Brawl that appeared at Jump Festa. Trivia, Castform is the lightest normal-type Pokemon. In Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky, Castform has a body size of 4, despite it being a body size 1 in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team, and having the same in-game sprite in Explorers of Time and Explorers of Darkness. This is due to all 4 forms of Castform sprite being loaded into the game's memory at once, meaning that it is the equivalent of 4 Pokemon with a body size of 1 each in terms of memory. Before Gen 7, Castform's normal form was classified by Pokedex color sorting as white. Castform is the only normal-type Pokemon in the Amorphous Egg group. Sunny form Castform is tied with Heat Rotom, Litwick, and Scorbunny for the shortest Fire-type Pokemon. Snowy form Castform is tied with Frost Rotom and Snom for the shortest Ice-type Pokemon. Origin Castform resembles a living cloud and acts like weather in general, but it might also be based on a weather balloon. It is similar in both concept and design to a Taru Taru Bozu, a Japanese charm doll used to wish for good weather. Its forms and their types may have originated from the English saying, rain, hail, or shine. Its shape of a large sphere with 2 smaller orbs resembles an H2O molecule, matching how it is said to be composed of molecules similar to water. Conceptually, Castform may also draw inspiration from or be intended to contrast with the weather rock concept. These are stones jokingly hung up as a low-tech way to tell the weather. They are intended to parody the poor forecasting of more complicated modern instruments. Given Castform's artificial origins and designed to predict weather, but failure to transform until after the weather is already present, may be comparable to the opposite extreme of a weather rock. The sunny form looks like the sun on a cloud. The rainy form resembles a droplet of rain on a dark cloud, and the snowy form looks like a gust of wind or an ice cream cone. Name origin, Castform may be a combination of forecast, the prediction of weather, and transform or form, referring to its ability to change form depending on the weather. Powalin may be a combination of Powan, onomatopoeia of a sudden transformation, similar to poof in English, and Kawaru, to change or transform. In other languages, you got all these different things that have different language with the different forms. That's fun. Related articles, external links, let's move on. Now let's watch Castform's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 357, Unfair Weather Friends. In this episode, Ash Ketchum, the main character, traveling companions Brock, May, and Max, as well as his faithful Pokemon Pikachu, are walking on this path here when they've experienced a bunch of weather in quick succession. And there's Castform in the icy form.
Who's that Pokemon? Castform, the weather Pokemon. Castform is able to transform its appearance depending on the weather. It uses the power of nature to transform in order to protect its small body. Castform! I think it wants us to follow it.
Wait, who knows where Castform's going? We could get lost.
Anywhere is better than staying out here. You're right, we'll freeze!
Yeah, okay. Lead the way, Castform. Castform!
That is Castform's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's see why other people love Castform. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at TV art fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on the single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Castform Doodles by Epifx. So you've got this cute, stylized Castform here, and these different, all its different types, forms. So you got the regular, normal Castform, the rainy Castform, sunny Castform, and snowy Castform. Yes, all very well done. Let's move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I need to wait until I've talked about Tropius before I can get Castform. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Kecleon. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.